I think we are on.
Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. It's Brian Tarian from the Disability Digest here for our YouTube live event today with Jam. Thanks for joining, Jam.
Thank
How
you,
you doing?
Brian. Hi, everyone. I'm good. How are you?
Last I checked, I was doing amazing. So, yeah, so hello to everybody out there on our YouTube channel and those of you that are participating from Facebook. I want to give a shout out to Philip Price, who is usually with us here today. He is taking a break, recovering from a health condition. So prayers and speedy recovery for Philip. So here at the Disability Digest with these events, our objective is to provide you with information that will help you get your disability benefits approved if you need to, help you keep them, and help you maximize them. So weekly, we cover like a different topic, and then we take like different questions. So if you've just joined us, you'll have the opportunity to call in today with your question, or you can enter it into chat. If you're participating on Facebook, there's a chat feature and also on YouTube. So that is the objective. So today we're going to talk about a popular topic, which is common conditions that qualify. And I'm covering this because when people attempt to explain their disability situation, like why they qualify or why they can't work, one of the common things they do is they start to explain the conditions that they have. Now, it's not the conditions that you have alone that is going to qualify you for disability benefits, but what I'm going to share with you today will give you an idea of what some of the common ones are. So if you're trying to get approved, this could be helpful information for you. If you're already approved, hopefully it will also be helpful information for it. Okay. All right. So I see some of the questions are already coming in. So let's get started here today. I am going to share my screen and I hope, here we go. And I'm going to bring up a list. So what I did to generate this list is this is an annual report from Social Security that breaks down disability approval by condition. If you're seeing the screen right now, it's like pretty complicated. I'm going to show you a simplified version of it. So in the show notes, if you go into the description, if you want to really like geek out on the numbers, you'll find the link to this annual report, and it's on page 58. So over here, I have simplified it, and I'm just going to adjust the view here so that I can show it to you in an easier format. So listen, if you have a condition or conditions that are different than this, don't be concerned. I mean, you know, there's just common conditions out there that commonly get approved. And just again, because you have this condition or a condition out of these 21 that's on the list, doesn't necessarily mean that you qualify for a Social Security disability benefits. But here's the breakdown out of the top 21 conditions that are out there. You will see that some of the popular ones are 11, which is brain health, mental health conditions. You'll also see like diabetes and endocrine, 215,000. and nervous system is 794,000. Circulatory system 628,000. But the number one leading condition is muscular skeletal. So this would be anything from your neck down through your back. That's over 2 million. So it's like twice as much as any other that people get approved for, like a neck injury, a spinal situation, degenerative disc disease,
Bulging.
arthritis in the back, bulging discs is another one. Yeah, it goes on and on. So here's a key point about this. If you have, for example, a spinal issue, if two people have the same condition, it doesn't mean that both of them are going to qualify. And you might be saying, well, why? Because there's other aspects of it. You need to make sure that it's properly diagnosed, that it's being treated, and different people deal with pain and discomfort differently. And the limitations caused by a condition on person A could be different than it is for person B. So I'm sharing this information with you like, all right, it's possible. Or, okay, I'm approved. I get it. There's others like me, but it doesn't necessarily mean it's a lock on that. Okay. So hopefully that is helpful. And then all the other ones, I didn't do the numbers on them because they were not as significant, and you can go on in page 58 and check it out. Good. So let's move on, and I'd be glad to start taking some questions. And Jam, you want to start on your side, and we can.
Yeah, sure.
Then I'll turn the phones on in a bit. You can either enter your question, or I'll turn the phones on in a minute, and we'll be able to have you call in.
Okay. Here's one. We probably don't have any data on this, but regarding qualifying conditions. Hello?
Yeah,
Oh, okay. Sorry.
I'm
Will
still here.
long Sorry, you froze, or I think, or maybe it's just my internet. Will long haul COVID be a listing in the future?
I don't know.
Mm, Me too.
Yeah, that's really
Um,
the doctors and Social Security, and I'm not that in tune with
mhm,
what goes on in there.
mhm, mhm. Um, well, commonly those who have long haul COVID, I'm just basing this on what I'm seeing in the social media. They have POTS, um, difficulty breathing as well has
Hmm.
been they're affected in that way. Here's another.
I just want
49
to add something
SSDI.
on that too, if I could
Okay,
interrupt you, Jim. I'm so sorry. Well, yeah.
of course you can.
So with COVID and other, well, especially COVID, one of the things that COVID does that like puts people in a qualifying position is it impacts your executive function, like your ability to process information. Like you get kind of this
Yeah,
foggy type thing. So if you have COVID and that
correct.
has happened, then there are cognitive tests that can go through and see if there is some decline in your executive function. So if you're like, a 55-year-old accountant and your executive function has been compromised and you're not able to work with numbers anymore, then you don't need to really worry about a listing. You could prove that you just can't be an accountant that you've done for 20 years.
Good point. All right. Shall I proceed?
Yes, please.
Okay. 49 SSDI, 9 years stroke survivor with affected arm and leg, have to see new GP doctor. How do I approach them about my limitation notes without them suggesting rehab? which I did 5 times before.
Well, I would presume that they're going to suggest rehab because they have a pretty standard playbook. So this is my position on it. Communicate your limitations. It sounds like you followed some of our other work, which is awesome. And make sure that you're just going to speculate, like you have can't sit for 5 minutes, stand for 10 minutes, lift more than 5 pounds, that type of stuff is being communicated. But when they come to you and say, listen, I want you to do rehab or pain therapy or something like that, have a response as to why you are not going to pursue that and make sure that that is documented in your medical notes. Like some people go to pain management, and pain management, does stuff that is like not productive to the recuperation process, and whatever that might be, just document it. So that's how you would deal with that.
All right. Okay. Is there any chance the pause on SSA reviews will go into 2025?
The pause on reviews has really been like confusing for those in the industry because I think they put the notice out, but they forget to hit the pause button. I'm still seeing people get reviews, so I don't know. I mean, the concept is really great, but the execution of it has not been so great.
All right. If someone moves here from another country legally and they have a brain injury and is now suffering severe depression, can he apply and get approved?
Well, part of the qualifying for Social Security disability is your work history and paying taxes. So if somebody has worked and paid into the Social Security system, and I don't know what country they've come from, there may be some reciprocation, but the general rule is you've worked 50% or more of the last 10 years. If that's the case, yes. If it's not the case, then based on what the question is, it would be no.
All right. What is an ABLE account?
Ah, an ABLE account is an account that one can qualify for based on when you were diagnosed with your condition. And it used to be, and maybe it still is for a few more days. I don't know I'm going to say it was 26. So if you were diagnosed with a condition, like let's say you had a real bad accident, you had a spinal fusion and you were 25, right? But you got approved for disability when you were 45. Well, the fact that had this happen to you before you were 26 can allow you to get into an ABLE account. That age is going up. I believe it's going up to 46. So what an ABLE account is it behaves like an investment account. You can put money in there if you're a Social Security disability recipient, or if you are just like a dual eligible Medicare, Medicaid, or just an SSI, like a welfare candidate. Any of those, pending that you meet the conditions, can go in there, and that money does not impact your benefits. Like, for example, if you are like dual eligible for Social Security and also for SSI, you can put money in that account and it can grow and invest. And my understanding is it won't impact like your ability to access other resources, which may be, food assistance or extra help or things like that. So check it out, ABLE account, and they're not each state, but most states offer their own state. And if yours is in a state, if you're in a state that doesn't have one, you can get one in another state. So yeah, it's served people very well. So check it out if that applies to you.
Okay. Do you know how long would it take if someone from DDS tells you that they are going to close your case and everything looks good?
Hmm. Boy, predicting time is really difficult. I could say less than a year, and feel pretty good about that, but I really don't know. I mean, if they're going to close your case and they say everything looks good, what does that mean? I really don't know. Sorry, it's tough to speculate. Yeah. Keep us posted though.
Yeah, it just really depends, right?
Yeah.
Mhm. If I have a claim that move from my state that I filled in Florida to Illinois, will I have to refile or does it have a standing? I'm 56 years old with COPD, filed initial claim August of last year. It's going to get
Um,
picked up, right?
yeah, it'll get moved. Yeah. And it's what state is it moving? It's moving from Illinois to Florida.
Reverse. Florida.
Oh, well, that could actually work out for you because Florida has like one of the longest waits.
I'm sorry. Does FLA stands for Florida?
Yeah,
FLA. Oh, okay.
it should be
Okay.
FL, but they probably mean FLA. Yeah,
hmm hmm
yeah. Um,
Okay. Here's a feedback from one of our viewers, Robert. I just received a review.
ah, so much
hmm
for the pause. Thank you, Robert.
hmm
Yeah.
All right. In my 36th month extended benefit period, having problems with not receiving an expedited reinstatement of benefits since physician directed work stoppage due to worsening health 4 months ago.
Sounds like a statement.
Yes, yes, more like a statement.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe
Yeah.
there's a question now. hmm Um, can you tell me a little bit more about 36-month extended benefit period, Brian?
Don't know much about it actually, so I'm not much help there. I do know that you can go out, you can go back through the Ticket to Work program to work, and you have like an opportunity to work and then get back on your benefits. The details of that, I don't know. That was covered in a live event that we did with Kathy and Mike. That would have been less than 6 months ago, where Mike goes through and talks about that. So these are two disability benefit or disability benefit employment experts. So I would go back through our live events and look for the thumbnail that has a picture of Mike and Kathy. It would be on the left side of the thumbnail of the picture for the video.
Okay. Here's a follow-up regarding that question earlier, about someone moving here from another country.
Mm-hmm.
Um, he has tried to work here. He has paid into Social Security, just not a lot. He has been here for 10 plus years and worked
Mm-hmm.
multiple places.
Okay, so then if he's worked here, the first step to know what type of benefits you can pursue would be to either log into an account that has been created at Social Security or create an account at ssa.gov. And then when you log in, it'll say you've worked enough to qualify for a disability check, and this is how much it is, or you have not. Alternatively, you can go to a local office and ask. That just takes longer. It's much easier to do it online. So that would be the first step. Then once that step is done, if you know that, oh, okay, geez, I do qualify, or this person qualifies, then you can pursue your strategy to get benefits, and hopefully you consider us. You can come here, register if you haven't already as a member, and get access to a course that can put you through, or if you don't want to use just the course, perhaps we would be a fit to either partner with you or find somebody that you could partner with as your representative.
All right. Um, Diabetic neuropathy, retinopathy, and amputation at age 59. Stage 3 renal disease. What are my chances of getting SSDI?
Yeah, this is a really good question relative to our topic. So
Mm-hmm.
when we started, I showed you the list of 21. But what
Mm-hmm.
I haven't heard from this individual is you have those conditions, but how are they preventing you from working? Like if you can still stand, sit, lift, you're sleeping fine, all of your body functions are fine, then you could likely work and not qualify. So if you can work on communicating back to us your limitations, like your sitting, standing, bending, anything like that that is preventing you, we could dig into this a little more and help you out. I have a question over here about the waiting period for Social Security. May I cover it?
Sure.
Okay. So the question is, are all like disability applicants subject to the 5-month wait period before you can get paid any benefits? So I want
That's
to
a
make
good
sure
one.
people understand that. From if you stopped work today, um, for the next 5 full months, you would not be entitled to receive a disability check. And what I mean by that is it's like an elimination period or a waiting period. So if you got approved 10 months from now, there'd be 5 months that you would have had this elimination period and no benefits would be paid. But the second 5 months, there would be benefits paid. So if your check was $2,000 a month, out of the 10 months, 5 would have been eliminated and 5 would have been counted for your check. So you would receive $10,000 if you were approved in 10 months. Everybody is subject to that. It'd be great if you could get around it, but that's just the rule. So there's things also rolling that forward that you want to make sure that you are aware of when you're applying, or even if you've already applied, is to look back historically and if there's been any breaks in your work history. If there's been like a 3, 4, 5 month break in your work history, but that might have been a year ago, you may be able to consider that as your date that you stopped working. There's a bunch of variables involved there. It's something that we can definitely help you out with here. And then you could roll back and collect, that additional amount of back benefits. So it's a good question.
Right. How long before my review month should I contact personnel at Disability Digest to get the help I need for a successful review? Would I be assigned to a lawyer?
I don't know, I don't know who you are, and what your working relationship with us is. So I'll explain it this
Just have the
way,
first name,
even with
Michelle.
that. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So if somebody is a member here at the Disability Digest, they have access to these live events and other free information and customized courses and all of that. And then we have others that come to us and they request a benefit review. They're approved for disability. We review their benefits, and if we provide them with an option that is intriguing to them, then enroll them in a Medicare plan, then they become a client. Those clients that have gone through a benefit review and are enrolled in one of our plans that we suggest have access to a benefit protection program that is being mentioned here. So when somebody gets a review, they have an extra layer of support for their benefit review. We help them through the review. They fill out the papers, we review it. If there's any adjustments that need to be done for the continuing disability review, then we do that. Paperwork goes back into Social Security. If it gets denied, our legal team gets involved and helps them with the next step. There's no charge for this. And if it gets denied there and goes to a hearing, we still assist with this individual to go to the hearing. So you're probably wondering, like, well, why do you do this? How can you do this? Because you're not charging anything. So here's how it works. The Disability Digest, with the membership being no cost, as insurance agents, which I am and others here are, when we help you with your healthcare decisions with Medicare and enroll you on a plan, the insurance companies pay us. It's just built into their structure. It doesn't cost you any different. If you went and made that decision directly, you'd pay exactly the same. So we're an extra level of support with the benefit protection program. So for this individual, to answer your question, if you're a client of ours and you're in that flow, then you should have received already our continuing disability review course that you can review. And when you get your paperwork and you fill it out, definitely contact us so we can review it. And we are eager to do so. Our objective is to help you pass your review so that you can stay on your benefits. For you and for us, of course, we want to keep you on your benefits so we keep getting paid from the insurance companies. Long answer to a question, but there you have it.
Well, that's very good explanation. Thorough.
All right.
All right. Brian, thank you for reaching out to me. My question is, my last CDR finally finished in August of last year. When would I expect another one? Currently 58 years old. Jim.
Don't know. Your award letter, if it has like a 3-year cycle, then it could be another 3 years. I don't know. There's no one size fits all answer for that. I'd say it's highly possible that you would receive another one even at 58 into your 60s. I've seen 64-year-olds get them. So, but as far as the time, I don't have enough information to speak to that. I will say this, though, as I have in the past, just focus on doing what you need to do or should be doing as a disability recipient, which is going to the doctors, documenting your limitations, reviewing your medical notes, all the different things that we teach you, and then you'll be doing your part, and hopefully that will give you the confidence that, all right, you can review me. I'm doing everything I need to be. Or optimistically, maybe you get some improvement and you get back in a situation where you can return to work. There's many that have that ambition.
All right. Wife turns 65 soon. Is there anything she needs to do? She is on SSDI.
Well, there isn't anything significant that she needs to do. I'd suggest you might want to get her a card and maybe throw her a birthday party. That's a big one. But as far as disability is concerned, your check amount's going to stay, her check amount will stay the same. It's just going to change from being a disability recipient. If this is her full retirement age, then it will go into full retirement. And so the notification on your check or your direct deposit will change. And if that's the case, once you reach full retirement, you're no longer subject to the continuing disability reviews. And the earning restrictions you no longer have to adhere to.
Okay. I had FCE says I can do sedentary work. PT who did evaluation did medical source statement saying I could only stand for 20 minutes, need 15 minute break every hour. And my doctor also did the same with MMS. Is SSDI possible?
How old?
Not stated.
Mm-hmm. I mean, you could likely work a job where that would allow you to do 15-minute breaks every hour. I don't know that specific nuance. I would need to know more to be certain. Um, that's a nice, like, condensed communication, though.
Yeah,
Do you have any input on it?
not yet. Maybe typing. Uh, let's move on to the next one. For 100% PNT vet, is it still true that SSA does a bit of an accelerated processing? Expedited, I think he means.
Yeah, yeah, they do
Mhm.
expedite. The expedite means that they're expected to issue you a decision quicker. Um,
Mhm.
so, but I haven't seen it always be effective. Um, I'm going to open up phone lines so we can mix it up here a little bit. For those of you that would like to call in, or if you have a case review, or the gentleman that just gave me your situation and I couldn't quite get enough info to to give you my input, uh, call in and we can discuss it. So the phone number is 844-717-2454, 844-717-2454. First come, first serve, usually take, say, 3 callers during an event. So pick up the phone, give us a call, see if we can help you out, or maybe you
Okay.
have a success story that you want to share. In the meantime, Jam, we can continue.
Yes, come on, guys, do the call. Um, I had an answer regarding one that submitted a very condensed limitation. He has 63.
Okay, so
Uh, one with 20 minutes sitting and standing.
yeah, yeah. I mean, that's depending on what was done for work, but it's highly likely that that's the foundation for a good case right there. Age limitations, of course. Did he talk about treatment? Presume it's being treated. Um,
Mm.
yeah, I cannot be in the guarantee position, even for cases that we directly work on. I mean, you can have a beautiful case go into Social Security and end up like at the state level with somebody who doesn't look at it in the right way, and then go all the way down and end up to a judge with like a 19% approval rate. So there is just some stuff that's beyond our control. But we try to do the best we can based on our experience to give you an idea. All right.
Right.
What's next, Jim?
If one gets a payout for a totaled vehicle for insurance, does this money need to be told to SSA if one has not purchased any vehicle?
No, so with Social Security, I'm going to presume that this is a Social Security disability recipient. Um, and if it is, then that income will not have an impact on your benefits. If you are a welfare recipient, then it could have an impact. But you are allowed like a car, and if something happened to your car and that's like the replacement cost of a car, that's a really that's a nuanced type of question that I don't have the answer for. So it gives you a couple ideas how to go. Um, I just a question from the Facebook group here. Does 18% after 1 month seem fast or slow? I really don't know. If anybody out there is monitoring their case in the approval process that can chime in about that, that would be helpful for Sarah. Yeah, here's somebody that's 7 months, 49%. So, and I used to think this was pretty accurate, but I see some people that have some concerns about the accuracy of it. So, okay, Jam, what's next?
Okay. My SSDI benefit stopped. I appealed, won my appeal after 20 months waiting. They started my benefits, but it has been 5 months since I won my appeal, but my back pay has not been paid. How long does it take?
In these situations, I don't know. What I would say is, though, if it's, it sounds to me like that's unreasonable amount. Usually if somebody is approved, like at the hearing level or initial or reconsideration, 60 days to get it processed is like, is pretty normal. One suggestion for you is, I totally expect you need the money, is to contact your local government official, like your local congressman, and explain your situation, like you just did nicely here, or as a disability recipient, I got back on benefits, I haven't received my back benefits. Can you help me place an inquiry to get them released? We have directions on our YouTube channel, or if you're a member at the Disability Digest, then you can contact us. But when I say directions, we actually have like a chat GPT prompt that you can put your information into, create a nice letter that goes to your representative. And that tends to get better attention than just calling them and not putting it in writing. Actually, most of the representatives, like I work with Bernie Sanders here in Vermont, they require any inquiry to be done in writing. Like there's a template that you have to fill out. Good question. Okay, what do we have next, Tim?
My award letter says every 7 years for a review, although I did not have an official review this year. I was sent a letter from Social Security saying I was approved for continued benefits. I am 59 years old. Does that mean I'm good?
I would say so. Yeah, so if that letter is recent, was there a review and then the letter, Jam?
I'm sorry, review.
So did this person receive a
What
review and then
mentioned?
the letter said that everything's okay, your benefits will continue?
Yeah.
Okay,
Mhm.
so then I would say for right now, you've been reviewed and everything is fine. And at your age, just similar to the 58-year-old, it's possible to have another review. But congratulations, that's good news.
Okay. Um, Here's the feedback from the one who asked about Medicare review, contacting Disability Digest, Brian.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you for your feedback. I do have a Medicare Part A only, as I am 100% PNT disabled vet.
All right, so can you help me connect
So
the dots?
uh, she opted out on Part B because of her VA, I
Okay,
guess.
okay. I want to give you a few things to think about. You can use the VA for your ongoing treatment, but not having Part B um, can save you some money now, but could end up costing you long term because you may need it at some point in time if there is some change in the environment at the VA and you need to use civilian care. So I would give that some consideration. And there are ways that you can get Medicare Part B and have the cost reduced. So typically people opt out because they want to save the money, the 170, what is it now, Jim? Something and 10 cents.
Sorry.
So there's two ways to do it. One is depending on your check amount, you may qualify from extra help from the state to get to get it paid for. But then the other way that has lower barriers to entry is there are many Medicare Part C programs, Medicare Advantage programs that will pay you a Part B rebate to get into their plan. Like if you're in Florida, there's several areas in Florida that they'll pay you pretty much all of your Medicare Part B just to get in their plan. So think about this. You reinstate your Part B, then you get a Part C that pays for it. So in the future, if you need your Part B, then you've got it in place. But this Part C plan typically has additional benefits that could help you out. Like just one simple thing might be the fitness benefit. You can use it to go to local fitness facilities or get water therapy. Some of them have shopping cards that you can use for food and stuff in addition to that. So those are some considerations for you as we get, closer into the fall with the Medicare open enrollment season. I would check that out and see what your options are.
Yeah, that's coming up this October 15th for the
Mm-hmm.
annual open enrollment
Mm-hmm.
period. And for this year, Medicare Part B is 174 and 70 cents.
174.70. Probably by the time I commit it to memory, it'll change for next year, but that's all right.
Yeah,
Once
probably.
I know it's not
Because it
$200,
changes
and I
every
know it's
year.
not 150. It's 170 something. It's a lot of numbers floating around out there. Speaking of which, 844-717-2454 if you want to call in. Yeah. Okay.
Mhm.
How we doing? We still have
I
some
think
more
our viewers
questions.
are, yeah, I think
So
they are shy for today.
yeah. Okay.
Um,
Um. All right. I just have one other thing that's on my
okay.
mind that I want to just remind people of, and we're going to update some information and send it out. There's evidence that is oftentimes overlooked for those of you that are either on your benefits or trying to get your benefits, and just want to point those out. So if you're if you're in either of those situations, there's when I say evidence, this is information that will help you either get your benefits or keep it. So one of the first things that's really helpful is called a residual functional capacity report. And we have these as part of our disability approval course. If you're already approved, then you can ask us and we'll get them for them. And these are forms that you bring to your doctor and they fill them out confirming that they're treating you, what your limitations are, and their opinion on if you could work or not. And if you could work, like how many days. So even if you're approved for disability, having this updated periodically and kept on hand so that when you have a CDR is helpful ammunition to have. Going through the approval process, this could really be the lock, confirming that, you might have 800 pages of medical records, but that doctor, by providing this statement, really simplifies that. So that's one. The second thing is if you are going through the approval process and when you were working, like if you have coworkers or superiors that you worked with that noticed a decline in your performance because of your condition, like you weren't able to do certain tasks or you had to go out in your car and take naps or you arrived late or things like that, and that could be communicated in writing, which we teach you how to do in our disability approval course. That is really helpful information. There's a lot of people that continue to work like months after that typical job could be worked by an able-bodied person with accommodations. So that's number two. Number three is video. Just take out your phone and you can do a quick video that may demonstrate limitations that you have for sitting or standing or getting up or any mobility related issues like walking. Try to keep it to less than a minute, or a personal testimonial as to why you cannot work. And this can go into your case file, and having something digital is, in my opinion, the trend for Social Security. If somebody can look at something, especially as you get into the hearing level of the case, would be beneficial for you. So just to recap, the RFCs are there also similar form called medical source statement. And then documentations from coworkers, and then the video technology, right? So good. Well, listen, I want to thank everybody for coming out here today. Nice crowd today, 378 on YouTube, and had some really good questions. If you joined us in progress, the replay for these is available within like 45 minutes afterwards. You can just come back in and press the button. And Jam wants me to give a shout out to Anthony. Shout out for any particular reason or just a shout out?
Yes, I just wanted to say, sir, please contact Carol regarding your concern.
Okay, great. Yeah, and so we'll be back here next week at 3:15. And for those of you, I just want to reinforce our objective is to spend some time with you, provide value to help you understand information that will help you get your benefits, keep them, maximize them. Of course, the best way we can help you is if you join us as a member. If you haven't already, you can go to the disabilitydigest.com. Or if you're already a member and something has changed, like your case status, you can contact us at support or just go to the Disability Digest and complete the process again. It will update you. That will give you a customized approach to the right information for where you're at in your process right now. It's the best way. Otherwise, you can look at all the videos we have and attend information and not have anything profiled or customized. It's just going to take you longer to get to that information, and you don't get the benefit of the support team that we have here. So keep that in mind. Jam, well done today. Shout out everybody for Jam, who helps us.
Thank you.
I don't know what I'd do without you. I'd be fumbling around out here.
Brian.
Yeah, so this is great. Okay, everybody, make it a great day. Mark your calendars. We will be back here next week. Thank you.